In this video, we're going to be taking a look at grouping symbols, and you will need your Go Math book, your math journal, and a pencil out. And the essential question that you'll need to write down is, in what order must operations be evaluated to find a solution where there are parentheses within parentheses? And we'll take a look at that. Okay, now let's take a look at page 51, and we're going to unlock this problem. And you can read over that problem. I'm not going to read it on the video for the sake of time here, but you can read over the problem. And let's take a look at Mary's allowance and how much she spends. We're going to underline that, and we're also going to circle David's weekly allowance and how much he spends. Okay, so let's first of all underline Mary's allowance. Okay, and circle David's allowance, and also underline what they spend here. Okay, so we see all that. All right, now we can see it says write an expression to represent how much money Mary and David save each week. So how much does Mary save each week? Okay, we need to figure that out. Okay, so each week Mary gets $8. Okay, we need to think through this here. And spends $2. Okay, so what we have here is 8 minus 2. Now, how much does David save each week? Each week, David gets $5 and spends $2. So we have 5 minus 2. How much do Mary and David save together each week? Okay, so what we can do here is 8 minus 2, $8 minus $2, plus $5 minus $2. Okay, then from here, we need to write an expression to represent how many weeks it will take Mary and David to save enough money for the video game. Okay, so what we have here is we have $45, first of all, and where are we getting that from? Because that's how much the video game is. Okay, and then from here, what we can do is within the parentheses, within the brackets here, we have $8 minus $2 plus $5 minus $2. Okay, so we can use brackets to group operations for a second time. Okay, so that's why we would use the brackets. We're going to group operations for another time. So we're going to do the 8 minus 2 plus 5 minus 2. We have those in parentheses, and then also the bracket. Then we'll do the value of those, or the difference of those two as well. So we can see, you know, since the expression needs to represent the cost of the video game divided by the amount saved each week by both Mary and David, brackets are placed so the amount saved each week is calculated first. Okay, so it's important to calculate how much is saved each week. We need to figure out how much each person saves each week, and then also how much together they save each week, and that's where the brackets come in. Okay, so there's two steps that we need to do within the brackets here. Okay, so we see the example problem on page 52 now. It says evaluate expressions with grouping symbols. Now, when evaluating an expression with different grouping symbols, parentheses, brackets, and braces, perform the operation in the innermost set of grouping symbols first, evaluating the expression from the inside out. Okay, so you want to take a look at what's inside everything first and then go from there. Okay, so if we have 4 times $6 minus $4 plus $7 minus $3, all right, so what we need to do is we need to perform the operations in parentheses first. Okay, so we have $6 minus $4 is going to give me $2, plus $7 minus $3 giving me $4. Okay. Next, so we have those parentheses, pretty much figure that the parentheses are eliminated, but we still have the brackets now. Okay, so we have 4 plus 2 Doing that in the brackets still. Okay, 4 plus 2 obviously will give me $6. All right, then we can multiply. Okay, we have 4 times 6, going to give us $24. Okay, so we can see from the problem on page 52 in your book. So John and Tina will be able to save, you can see, $24 for their mother's birthday present. Now here's a question for you on page 52. What if only Tina saves any money? Will this change the numerical expression? Okay, and it's yes, because the expression will no longer include brackets. Okay, because we can just include the parentheses but not brackets, because we don't have two people that we're trying to figure out the amount of money that they saved. And you can write this answer right in your book on page 52. Okay, we're going to take a look at some problems here. Remember, you always do what's in the innermost part of the problem first. Okay, parentheses first, and then so on. So for letter A, we have 4 times 5 minus 2 times 3 plus 2 plus 4 times 2. Okay, so we perform the operations in parentheses first. Okay, so we have the 5 minus 2. Okay, you can see here that's our 3. And then we have our times 3, we keep it there, plus, and then we have 2 plus 4 is going to give us 6 times 2. All right, then from here, perform the operations in the brackets. Okay, so we have 3 times 3 giving us 9. 6 times 2 is going to give us 12. Okay, now we eliminated the brackets. Now we just have the braces. Okay, which we have for the braces now. 9 plus 12 giving me 21. Okay, now we've eliminated the braces. Okay, then we have 4 times 21 giving us 84. Okay, so you can see parentheses, brackets, then braces. Okay, let's take a look at letter B here. We have 32, and 3 times 2 plus 7 minus 6 minus 4 plus 7. Okay, so the first thing that we will do, and I want you to do this with me, perform the operation in the parentheses first. Okay, so we have 3 times 2. You can see right away that's going to give us 6. We keep the 7 here. 6 minus 4 is going to give us 2. And then add your 7 here. Okay, so we took away the parentheses. Now we have the brackets. Okay, you do what's inside the brackets first. You drop everything else down. So we're dropping our 32 down. Then we need to have 6 plus 7 is going to give me 13. Minus, that minus sign you can see is still there. Subtraction sign still there. 2 plus 7. I need my 7 here. That's going to give us 9. Now we have braces that we go to next. 13 minus 9 is going to give me 4. That 32 drops down, as you can see. Then 32 divided by 4 is going to give me 8. So parentheses, brackets, then braces. Okay, let's take a look at one last one together. Okay, so we are going to look at, first of all, we're going to do the parentheses first. Okay, so that's going to give me 10 plus 6. So we still have our brackets. Then 12 plus 10 plus 6. Okay, then we do 10 plus 6 again. That's going to give us 16. Drop our 12 down. So we have 12 plus 18 equals 28 for our final answer. Okay, now I want you to do this at your seat all by yourself. When you're finished, you can press play and I will have the answer for you. So pause the video, and before you pause the video, you'll need to do this in your math journal. So pause the video now. Okay, so here is the problem for you and the answer for you. So we have 60. You can see the different inks I used to show the different steps. Okay, I want you to work through this problem all by yourself. When you're finished, you can press play and I have the answer for you. You'll need to do this in your math journal, so pause the video now. Okay, here's the answer for this problem. You can see the different inks I used for the different steps for the grand total of 42. Okay, I want you to work this problem out in your math journal. When you're finished, you can press play and I'll have the answer for you. So pause the video now. Okay, for this final problem, 7 is your answer. Okay, for this test prep problem on page 54, you need to figure out which expression has a value of 4. So you'll need to try some, check some, and then you may have the right answer. You may need to try another one out. So work this problem out in your math journal, and when you're finished, you can press play and I'll have the answer for you. So pause the video now. Okay, here's your answer, letter B. And if you need any more help on this, you may need to rewind the video and watch some of the problems that I modeled for you. Okay, so the essential question is, in what order must operations be evaluated to find a solution where there are parentheses within parentheses? So I want you to write this answer in your math journal. I must perform operations from the innermost set of grouping symbols to the outermost pair. Then the order is parentheses, brackets, and then braces. So this concludes the video on grouping symbols. If you have any questions about this concept, please come and see me.